Hello and welcome to Buildings of Tomorrow. My name is John Lester, and on this episode we'll be talking about how personal achievement and progress can positively affect our productivity at work. I'm joined today by Franziska Dolak, an Innovation Manager at Siemens Smart Infrastructure. Franziska, thank you for joining us. We've talked a lot about productivity. We've changed our understanding of productivity, and you, through your work, have defined 4 different dimensions. And I'd like to talk today about the 4th dimension, personal achievement and progress. Can you give us an insight onto what this means?
Yes, absolutely. So for me, this last dimension of the overall 4, the big 4, let's say, is I think a super important one, because it's about how do we actually evaluate what is the meaning of productivity, and especially, like you said, this aspect of personal achievement and progress. That's exactly what it's about. This very, very personal feeling of when I leave the office at the end of the day, end of the week, whatever it is, saying, yes, I have achieved something. I was able to progress, right, to get further, and I really, really had everything I needed to get the job done. So that is also very much linking, obviously, to the other 3 dimensions of physical health and well-being, community and collaboration, as well as the integration of private and work life.
Okay, and for a long time we've tracked progress, and we've talked about KPIs, and we've talked about business goals. Is this a different topic?
I think it's not a different topic, because I think it very well fits in, but I think it's just a different way of looking at it. Once again, going more into personal perception and feelings of people, rather than this, I can say, oh, your goal achievement is 80, 90, 100, 150, whatever percent. And I think it's just a very different perspective of looking at it, and really, once again, putting the human factor at the forefront. So for me, it's really there also, once again, all about people first.
So this is my feeling when I leave at the end of the day, that I made steps towards my goals. I feel like I've progressed.
Yeah.
And you mentioned before that I have everything I need. It sounds like this is one of the driving factors for this. Could you elaborate a little bit on that, please?
So it comes back to really this triangle of bringing people, spaces, and tools together, potentially even services. You could maybe even make a rectangle out of that. But I think it's really, once again, looking into all the different factors really affecting that, right? Do you have, let's say, quiet spaces? You really have focus areas where people can go, and knowing you being there, right? You can't receive a call, you can't take the call, and there won't be any small chats, right? Even going the full span to really collaborative spaces where it's really the aim to exchange and brainstorm ideas, let's say. So that's maybe one example for the space dimension. If you look into tools, life hacking tools. I don't know if you use anything. How do you track your progress?
Of course. No, you have to track your progress, but it can be anything, right? It can be if I've done enough kilometers of jogging this week, or if I've completed enough tasks in particular. There's heaps of different ways that we can look at this. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And so that's one example for tools, right? Where we also saw that many people use those type of life hacking tools to kind of somewhat track themselves, have to-do lists. And another one, if you look into then really the service aspect, is, those services that you're offering as an organization, right? How heavily are they used, and what are the comments and feedbacks? Is there anything missing? And really then drilling down into, if something I see, there used to be a demand, we're offering that, and it seems like no one is really using that. So why is that? So always try and dig deep to the motivations behind that. And having said that, then if you really look into all those different dimensions, understanding the why behind it, then really helps you really instilling this feeling. And I think there's nothing more powerful than that, than me going out really this office door and saying, yes, I really had everything. I wasn't struggling with technology of setting up the beamer, let's say. So really, how can those components come together to generate this feeling that, yes, I was able to contribute, but also to take something out of it for myself.
So it's a give and take. It's a mutual benefit and a mutual positive step forward.
Yes.
And from the conversations we've had, we've talked about these different dimensions. I get the feeling that this one in particular seems to not just draw from the other 3 dimensions, but also would have a huge positive impact. If I went home at the end of the day feeling like I'd made great progress and I was achieving the goals that I'd set for myself, I think automatically I'd turn up the next day feeling happier, more comfortable, and my health and well-being would be positively affected. So is the correlation between this dimension and the others a really strong driver?
I think 100%, exactly like you described. I think that's a perfect example. In addition to that, right? If you say yesterday was a great day, I was able to tick 10 items off my to-do list, and even today you might think about, so what can I now contribute to the overall community, because there's something around here that really helped me. So maybe you even want to give back, right? And there's nothing more powerful than that. People wanting to go the extra mile, not being forced to, but really wanting to do that, and that also has a positive effect on the people in their environment. I think it has been proven that if you have people that are very negative and everything, that has kind of this domino effect, right? Because it's affecting others as well, and then they start also seeing something that they see negative, even more negative in everything else they hear about it. So just imagine you start really this positive domino effect, which is, once again, it's about creating outstanding experiences. It's about people first. And having said that, I mean, each person you can win over as an ambassador, because really they feel this is real and this is really giving me the environment I need to do a good job, and that's helping me further myself and grow as a person. It will translate.
Yeah, definitely. And you mentioned a few times there, it's the environment, it's the space. You have to have places for this positive interaction to happen. If you want to build a community but you don't have any spaces large enough to gather as a group, then this is a difficult process. Or if you want to have some one-on-one conversations to help start a new project, and you don't have a place that's private and quiet and relaxed, then you can't have these discussions. It's a really interesting thing. The impact of the building is so strong on this, such a qualitative or intangible feeling.
Yeah, it's really the stage where everything is happening and taking place. So we have to really consider very carefully how to plan, how to operate, and how to also adapt over time to potentially changing needs.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
And thank you all for joining us here on Buildings of Tomorrow. Please like, comment, or share this episode, and also ensure that you subscribe on this channel. We'll see you again soon.